Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love. Namaste to everyone.
And welcome to another episode of Mindset Monday. Today is Monday, March 2nd, the third month of the year of 2026. And there is something profound about this week, March, this first week of March. March 3rd is identified as International Caregivers Appreciation Day. And we are going to celebrate the entire week for caregivers. Reason? Caregivers are phenomenal. And I say hats off to all of you who are caregivers, all of you who have cared, whether in the capacity of assisting a friend, assisting a family member. Hats off to all of you caregivers out there. You are phenomenal.
Oh, wow. Caregivers have a day.
Yes,
I did not know that one.
yes.
Oh, wow. So every March 3 is Caregivers Day,
March 3 Appreciation Caregivers Appreciation
Appreciation
Day.
Day.
But
Oh,
we are
wow.
going to celebrate the entire week. You know why?
No.
I am Miriam Edwards. I know all of you know me, but for those who are joining for the first time, Miriam Edwards, I wrote a book. I have been on this writing journey for over 6 years.
Mm.
And finally, the book will be available on Amazon this week. This week. And what better time for it to be there? What better time for me to share this than appreciating, I'm getting tongue tied,
Mm.
appreciating caregivers for all of their support, for all of what they have given to the persons who they care for.
Mm.
I say, congratulations, hats off to you. You have done a phenomenal job. You have served, you have given. I remembered a writer said that, or one of my mentors, James McNeil, he reminded us that deserve is from service. So when you give service, you deserve. So we thank you for your service that you have given to your children, your parents, your friends, your family, in whatever capacity that you are a caregiver. Hats off to you. And we appreciate you. Congratulations for what you have done. Now, I will share as the week progresses, every single day for the rest of the week, I will be highlighting different aspects of this journey, this caregiving journey, and how rewarding it is when you serve from a space of fullness, when you serve with your cup full, when you are able to care for yourself while you care for others. Because as you know, self care is not selfish. Self care is building those strengths, building that resilience, making sure that you get that cup of water, that lovely cup of water that quenches your thirst, that you're able to feed the person that you're caring for, that you're able to assist them in whatever way that they are needing you. But self care is building yourself, replenishing, reviving, revitalizing yourself so that you can care for the persons that are entrusted in your care.
Wonderful. And thank you very much. Really appreciate caring for caregivers because they really do a lot for whoever they are caring for. It takes a lot of time, especially if you're a working person and you have siblings. I mean, not siblings, you have children and you are especially caring for a parent, or you have children and you're caring for
A
um,
spouse,
a spouse or
a family
a thought
member,
authentic, uh, um, autistic, autistic,
autistic.
autistic
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot, and so hats off to all caregivers, whatever capacity you are operating in. And so finally, let me just reiterate and endorse. Finally, my wife book will be coming out this week. I think quite possibly it will be available this
Thursday.
week, Thursday, right? So look out for it, look out for it, look out for it. It's a dynamite book, a book that will help caregivers to care for themselves, because too often you are giving and giving and giving and giving till sometimes you have nothing to give. And so we want to we want the book kind of showing a balance, or letting you see that there is a balance that you can strike so that you are not burnt out. Because as my lovely Bononono's wife just said, that self-care is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. All right? You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. And so please ensure that you care for yourself as caregivers. And so this week we are again looking at
Flow,
flow.
flow.
Well, this year actually, we are looking at flow. We are looking to let it flow, because a lot of persons not sure, especially when you are caring for someone, you don't allow yourself to flow. Most people look at especially caregiving as a chore, especially if you are getting paid. Then it's just a job for most people. Sorry, for most people. Or let me say some. For some people, it is just a job,
Mm-hmm.
not a service. And with caregiving, it's something that you should love, right, in order to give the best, or to give what you need to what is needed for the person who you are caring for. So love it, love it. If not, there are institutions that provide those care and all of that. But caregivers, whether it is a job or it is especially for those who it is not a job, they're not getting paid. All right. Then you are wonderful. And just make sure that you take care of yourself also. Replenish. Take time out. Go on a little vacation and pamper yourself, and a nice little spa if you can't do the full vacation and hotel and stay and what have you. Then you do a little spa day. Have a little spa day, revitalize yourself, get those cucumbers on the eyes and
Cucumber, cucumber,
cucumber. Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness.
cucumber.
Cucumber. Although it's spelled CU, which is cook. And anyway, we're not going to get into English and spelling class today. But anyway, all right. But you know what I'm saying. The cucumber, you know, put it on your eyes and all of that, and get that masseuse and so on going to replenish the energy in your body, right? So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. And if you look back at some of the episodes we did at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, we're reminding you that every single time, revisit your vision board because it's there. Revisit it because remember, we built it together. Revisit it because there's a time, as Ecclesiastes 3 said, there's a
Time
to
and place.
everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under
Mm,
heaven. So while you are building your career, while you are doing the heavy lifting, make sure that there's a slot there for downtime, for relaxation, because the
mhm,
creator had time when he rested. So he is reminding us in the word of God that we should also take time to rest, reset, relax, so we can give of our best.
mm. Okay, wonderful. And so give of the best to the master, ensuring that anything that you are doing or we are doing, anything that we are not doing it for self.
Mm-mm.
We are not doing it for the person we are doing it for, not even, right? We are not even doing it for the person we are doing it for. Please have that in mind, right? We are doing it for a
As
child
unto,
of
yeah,
God.
and we're doing it as unto
And
the Lord.
and so do it with love. Even if you don't love the person, do it with love, right? That is why the story of the Good Samaritan is recorded. No, the Samaritans don't necessarily love the Jews, and the Jews definitely don't love the
Mhm.
Samaritans. However, it did not prevent it did not prevent the Samaritan for coming to the aid of the Jew and giving some care to the Jew, because he is a human being,
Mhm.
right? And we give care to dogs and cats and rats and mouse and guinea pig and all sort of things. Let us give care to our own human kind. Let us give care to our own human being. Give care.
And as you're giving care, sometimes you are not aware as to what to do in situations. There are information in the book you will find to assist you as you go along. There information out there also, but you can find that information that will be shared when that book is launched. So Thursday, the book will be available on Amazon. Now, thinking about flow, when we are out of balance, when we are sort of misaligned, we somewhat are out, not flowing as we should. But once we realign ourselves, we can flow and we can actually see, we can actually feel, we can actually walk into or step into the purpose that God has created for us.
Mm, wonderful. So what we said flow is again?
Flow. You can
It,
look at flow in so many different ways. It's a state of complete immersion and focus in an activity, leading to enhancing your well-being, enhancing your entire life. So as we look back at creating our vision board, that means we are intentional in what we are saying, what we are putting there, and we are working towards we're looking at them, whether it's a 1 year, 1 year, 3 months, whatever, we're looking at those goals as we go along. So it's a state of complete immersion, leading to enhanced performance and satisfaction. So when we have a goal and we have steps to get to that goal, once we are working according to those steps, whether it's a career goal or whatever, there are certain prerequisites that we need to accomplish in order to get there. So once we are working through them, we are flowing. And when we flow, we will get to our desired destination according to the plan, the agenda, the roadmap, the compass, the GPS, if you might say. Once we are doing that, we flow. So as caregivers, we need to make sure that we have the plan. We cannot work haphazardly, especially for us who have dealt with persons in our life that are sick. Some of us who are taking care of young children, we cannot be haphazard, because if it's a young child, you need to make sure that the child eats when they're supposed to eat. If it's a mother breastfeeding, you have to make sure that the baby is fed at the particular time when the baby needs to be fed. For mothers who are breastfeed and go to work, she sometimes express the milk and leave it there and stuff like that. So in any aspect of caregiving, there has to be a plan. There has to be a plan. So therefore, you are not overly stressed, although caregiving is in itself is stressful. So when you have a plan, it helps us to minimize the stresses that comes with every aspect of what we do as caregivers.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so, um, let us quickly then maybe give some guidelines or give some a quick look at the purpose of flow. Because I mean, with everything there must be a purpose.
Mhm.
It don't make sense you're doing something and there's no purpose. So seeing that we already covered what is flow, and we have been covering it from January, mental state where you are fully immersed, focused, energized on what you are doing. It's all about what you are doing. What you are doing, or are you just wasting time? Are you doing something meaningful, or are you just wasting time? So let us look at the purpose of flow. Because without a purpose, then there would be no achievement, right?
Purpose of flow. Just like how we set agendas for those of us who go to work, or for those of us who go to school, or for those of us who assist our children in preparing their assignments and everything, there's an end in mind. So the purpose of flow, one of the purposes is to maximize performance. Flow helps us to perform at our highest level because of the attention of being fully concentrated on the task, whatever it is. That's why it is said that on the highest level, multitasking is not always very effective.
Right, right. Yeah. Because your mind is divided and not giving something your full attention. Yes, we get through with multitasking, and sometimes we are forced in that direction to make a choice to multitask, but it's still not a good direction.
Yes. For the most part, it's not effective. Just thinking about multitasking, I'm looking at a mother. Of course, I have sisters. When I was very young, I see my sister holding the baby, and she is mixing the formula, and she is doing different things. But in that case, yes, multitask. But in task that need your highest level of attention, you need to be fully focused.
Mm.
So another reason for flow, it increases happiness.
Mm. I guess it shows that people are happy when they are in the flow, not when they are relaxing and doing nothing and just fooling around.
But relaxing is a part of the flow too.
How you get that?
Because
Mm-hmm.
when you're in the flow, you do what you're supposed to do, then you have that time to relax. And while you are while you are attentively doing something, remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about the few minutes of break.
Yeah, break, not relaxing.
But you can call it relaxation.
Oh, okay.
You can call it relaxation
I got
because
you.
it, it helps the mind. Now, when you're focusing on something, and if you are getting a little eerie, what do you call it, hairy head or little woozy, whatever, just moving away a little bit, taking some fresh air, do some deep breathing. That's
Mm-hmm.
also a little relaxation. So it
Okay,
helps the
okay,
brain to refocus. So
okay.
it also increases happiness if you want to look at it that way.
Okay. Oh, we're talking about a person who relax from morning when them get up, eat breakfast, them relaxing, watching TV, right back until lunchtime. Then eat, get up and eat, and then you relax again till dinner time, and
Well, that's
and
that's their agenda. Maybe that's their agenda. If that's their agenda, then they're in flow.
no,
If that's their agenda, they're in flow.
no. How you going to get flow with doing nothing?
That's their no,
No, but
they are doing
what?
something. They are sitting on the couch and then they get up and then they go eat,
Hmm.
and that's their agenda.
Yeah, but that's not flow.
That is flow.
No, man.
Listen, that's flow to them.
No. Okay, flow to because you have to remember, and if you're talking about when you're talking about flow, you also have to talk about self-actualization, which I dealt with in no uncertain terms on deep dive, right? And self-actualization is not doing nothing.
Well, that's understandable. No,
No.
now flow
Mm-mm.
pushes you to grow because it happens when you challenge when challenge meets skill. Now,
Mm-hmm.
leave them on the side there. They
Mm-hmm.
have their own agenda. They have their own agenda. Those who don't really do much, they have their own agenda. So let's leave them be for
But
now.
but even just a while ago, you just said that flow is a mental state where you are fully immersed, focused, and energized in what you are doing.
Yes, so they may be energized in
You cannot
in
be energized
they may be
doing
energized.
nothing.
They are doing some anyway. Let's leave that. Let's stay on the other side of things. Let's stay on the other side.
You can't feel energized doing nothing.
It's okay. Let's stay on this side. Let's stay on this
Well,
side.
even the doctor tell you say your bone. That's why a lot of people have joint pains, because they are not mobile. They don't mobilize themselves. You have to mobilize yourself.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
Eh.
Yes.
And so flow, as we even just talk about, it supports self-actualization. Flow pushes you to grow.
Yes.
Flow pushes you to grow.
And if you remember
Mhm.
Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs,
There you
one
go.
one of the three most important
Hmm.
is self-actualization. I
Ah, man.
think one of them
That's the top
is
one, actually.
one of them is I don't remember the other two that's very high up there, but there are several. Um
Hmm.
as the time goes by, we can reflect back on it.
Okay, well, it starts on the ground floor, with just basic
Needs. Oh,
needs.
yes.
Basic needs. We talk about food,
Shelter.
shelter,
Mm-hmm.
clothing,
Mm-hmm.
water,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just basic needs. Very, very important. Those are important needs, right? And then the next level is safety,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Safety and security.
Safety and security, right? Right? And then the next level, is belonging
Mm-hmm.
and love needs, right? Feeling loved, especially when it leads to intimacy, friendship, intimacy, and all of those. And then you have the esteem needs, right? Which is feeling of accomplishment,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can't be accomplished just doing nothing.
Leave that.
Leave that.
Let's stay
Okay,
here.
okay.
Let's stay here.
Uh,
And for all of for I am gonna always come back to you wonderful caregivers there, whether you're a nurse, a
mhm.
doctor, whatever profession, we are lifting you up today because you have been doing a wonderful, phenomenal job.
Mm, yeah, wonderful. All right. Um, and we do thank you all, for what you do. So come tomorrow. That's the third,
Mm-hmm.
right? Come tomorrow. It will be Caregivers Day.
Yes,
Wow.
Caregivers Appreciation
Appreciation.
Day.
No,
And
appreciation.
7 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be celebrating all over again.
Hmm.
Caregivers, because we care for you.
You. Oh, mercy. Wonderful. And so let us give some support to caregivers. Um, the self-actualization, it also aligns with higher level needs, right? And as you know, that is described mainly by Abraham Maslow, as my lovely wife hinted at earlier. Then you also have enhanced creativity.
Yes, flow enhances
Mm,
creativity.
yes,
So,
creativity,
yes, like artists, athlete,
creativity.
artists, athletes, writers,
Mm,
and leaders often enter flow while creating or solving complex problems.
mm,
One of writing is not was in the past was not one of my greatest skills. I give me numbers. If I could dialogue with you in numbers, or just putting numbers on the paper and you could understand what I'm saying, I would have done that. But writing was definitely not one of my strongest point. No.
and you write such wonderful poems. How you come to that
So
conclusion? Uh-huh.
my strong point is I talk myself through because my thoughts and my hands don't coordinate most of the time. So what I do, I speak and I record the
Okay.
poems and then I write them. And good, technology is good.
Hmm.
Technology is a wonderful thing, but of course, people use technology for bad things. When Y2K was coming, they were saying that, oh, the computer and everything. And look at the evolution of technology where we are now. So
Mm,
now we have AI. So I write, I speak, and the programs we have, I can just put the recording and the words come out. So you see, it
okay,
it
so
it,
you're not.
it aids, it assists my
Okay,
my
okay, so you're
my
not really writing.
right, it assists my inability to write. So
Okay, all right.
you would call that my superpower. So I find ways and means to get through, get around,
Okay.
and still accomplish
What you
what it,
want.
yes. So flow helps with creativity. You
Mm.
see, so although I am not a avid writer per se, but when I'm in the shower, when I'm washing the dishes, anywhere where water is, from I started YouTube. For all of you, my family and friends out there, I love water.
Mm.
So I get inspiration when water is running, when water is flowing. Incidentally, I love snow. And I have a surprise. As caregivers, we do get some time to pamper ourselves, to do crazy things that make us feel, you
So you
know.
pamper yourself in snow?
Yes, you don't see how I run up and down in the snow.
Okay. I don't know the pampering work, but
And
okay.
guess what? I wrote a song.
Mm. All right,
I
right.
wrote a song about the winter embrace. Very soon you'll be hearing it.
Mm.
You'll hear it soon.
Yes,
So
we're going to put it on wax.
yes, yes, we're gonna put it on wax. So as caregivers, we we definitely have ways that we can embrace what we do, cherish what we do. But when we soak up the sun, although there's
Mm.
no sun now, when we get our little massages, when we do whatever we need to do to replenish that energy, and then we're able to serve at a
Mm.
higher level.
Mm. Beautiful. Nice, nice. Hmm. And so let us look at the other one, which is Bill's mastery. Bill's
Hello,
mastery. Flow encourage
hello.
deliberate practice.
Oh my
Helps
God.
you develop expertise over time. So when you do deliberate practices, you do things
Okay,
that you
I'll send it
need
to you on the
and
phone.
that is needed to
Okay.
be done. You are there to actually um, ensure that you are building yourself and building your mastery in whatever area that you are in, because the more you do something is the more of a master that you will become of it. So building and building and building on that one practice, whether it is whatever you do, whatever it is that you do, right? It builds mastery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so we have to be deliberate in doing something, in practicing what you are doing over. My teacher at school says, my teacher at school says, repetition deepens impression, right? Repetition deepens impression. And so that is what life really and truly uh, helps us to do. The more we do something over and over again, is the better we will get at it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you you know um, love first aid and you practice it more than once, if you love the piano, if you love guitar, and you do it over and over again, and you practice over and over again, then of course you will master it. So it builds mastery.
As Dr. Paul always talk about his mental success formula.
Mm.
When you indulge yourself in the thing, fall in love with it,
Mm.
consistently do it, and you will become a master of it. Because the only way you know something is when you're able to understand it and do it. So fall in love with it, continue to do it, be consistent, be persistent, and yes, the mastery come.
Nice,
I think
nice,
she's
nice.
trying to sign in.
Okay. All right. Right. Um, okay, wonderful. And so, as we look at maybe a simple exam, right? Yeah, flow is a psychological state of deep focus and enjoyment that improves performance, increases happiness, and promotes personal growth, right? So if you are not growing, I think I give this example more than once. I'm not sure if I did it here before, but on other occasions, I give this example. Now, most of us, I think, on this platform, either have children, know how children is coming to life. Um, so if you have a child and that child is at 5 years old, 5 years old, and that child is still creeping around on the ground, sucking their finger and saying, Mama, Papa, Mama, Mama, at 5 year old, um, it will cause some amount of
Concern,
concern,
yeah.
so much so that I'm sure we'll be running up and down to different doctors and specialists and to find out exactly what is wrong with my child, right? But when it comes on to us being an adult and we are at the same level when we are 20 and come when we are 25,
Actually,
we are at this.
we're not at the same, even if we're not moving, we're not at the same level. But if we are focused, we will we will be able to move further ahead,
No, how you explain not at the same level?
because no matter where you are, every day we age, every single
No,
day.
we're talking in performance. We're
Oh,
talking in flow.
in
Flow.
performance.
We're not
Okay.
talking in
Okay.
aging and all that.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
everybody age, everybody maybe get a little bigger or what.
Or a
We
little
know that
smaller.
well all a little smaller. But
Okay.
remember
Understood.
we are talking about
Flow.
keep it on the flow,
Okay.
right? You remember you know and so we need to ensure that that we keep it in context.
Keep it in context.
Context, right?
Yes. Yes.
Context is the
Yes.
word I want to
Keep it in
keep it in
context.
context,
Check
right?
again.
Um, and so and so, please, if we are not growing, then it is a problem when a person isn't growing physically and mentally,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially those two, physically and mentally.
Mentally.
If people are not growing in those two areas, it's a problem as a child. But from when you reach 20, 21, 25, 30, it's as if we level off.
To reach
We're
the
coming like
plateau.
we're coming like the Boeing 747, right? And so they reach the altitude and
Mm-hmm.
they just level off and they are just there, right here, right
So they're
here. No,
cruising,
no more
cruising.
growth.
So can you say that they're in the flow, but they're just.
No, flow is growth. You have to have growth
Okay.
to flow. This is what flow is teaching. If you are not flowing, you are not growing.
Growing. If you're not flowing, you're not growing.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you have to grow to flow.
And as you talk about growing, flowing to grow, you have to flow in order to grow. Just looking back at the being a good steward,
Mm-hmm.
God created us to be good steward of our time, our talent, and our resources,
Mm-hmm.
all three of them. So if we are lacking in any of them, we are actually not living up to the mandate that we were created for.
Mm.
So being good steward, you grow, what you say? You have to be growing in order to flow, or you have to flow. Which one?
If you're not growing,
If you're
you're
not
not
growing,
flowing.
you're not flowing.
So
So
you have to grow to
to flow.
flow.
So being a good steward,
Mm-hmm.
you need to make sure that all of the three is intact. Be good steward of your time, your talent, and your resources. You need to be growing so you can flow.
Mm. Wonderful. Definitely. All right. So let us grow. Welcome, Dr. Karen, Queen Dr. Karen. I I I see you're on this
Yes,
evening.
I just came in. Thank you for having me.
All right, wonderful. Right. Welcome, Queen Janet
Queen Janet.
and Queen Desiree and Queen Rosalind and Queen Yvonne. All right,
Thanks, Dr.
welcome.
Derek and Queen Miriam. Just got home and I say, you know what, let me sign in. Got home early this evening.
Good to have you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Oh, mercy. Wonderful. Thank you for thank you for being here.
So it's good that you went to work, you come home, and you're looking at how to
Flow.
flow.
Nice.
And we're reiterating, we of course pause every ever so often to just love on all our caregivers. I know most of you on the program, you have children, you have family, you're taking care of a loved one or assisting friends. Whatever capacity that you show up as a caregiver, we love on you. And as we said earlier, March 3rd is Caregiver
Appreciation
Appreciation
Day.
Day. But we are going to use this entire week in loving on caregivers. And Thursday, my book will be available on Amazon. And throughout the week, I'll be sharing a little bit, just loving on caregivers and just sharing or just looking at the contribution that all of us have made on our caregiving journey. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, sometimes we are sometimes out of sort, sometimes we may be off balance, so we are not in flow sometimes. But this is why we're here to garner some strength with our community where we can stay in flow.
Mm, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. And so as we are looking to actually wind down, um, you know, we
Do you
just
have
want
anything to
to find out if anyone have any comment or anything that they want to share on this in this time of care for caregivers. Anyone maybe wanted to share anything?
I'll share.
All right, wonderful.
Can you can hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
clearly.
go ahead, Queen Dr. Karen.
Thank you. Caregiving is a very noble thing, but it really can be draining. I remember when I first went to massage school, I was about 20 years old. And I remember when I first started doing massage and I really wanted to do a good job and I really wanted to minister to these people. And I would come home with so much tension. I carried a lot of the burden home with me, and I
Mm.
realized I couldn't live like that. If I was going to be ministering to people, I had to find a way to have my personal boundaries and prevent their whatever, their situation
Mm-hmm.
from becoming my life. And I don't know if you talked about that earlier or not, but that was something that, boundaries have a lot to do with caregiving to me.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that it's such a fine line between like being self-absorbed or being self-centered in a negative to being self-centered in a positive way. You know what I mean?
That is so true. As we had said earlier, that setting boundaries and having an agenda, having a clear line as to this is where I stop. Not abruptly, but making sure that is done before we get into, okay, this is where I stop. And as caregivers, we definitely need someone to care for us. That is why you have many of these people, and Dr. Karen knows that too. We have mentors who are there to help us along the way, because we don't have our own blind spots. And so we have people around, we have people in our life who are equipped to help us in balancing that, the scale. So we stay in flow and we're able to give of ourselves and serve in fullness to whomever we have to assist. Thank you,
And
Dr. Karen.
I do think also that the way things are these days, I mean, we need to have, like, whether you call it a support group, I like to say a retreat. When I say a retreat, I mean retreating even from your responsibilities. It's mandatory. It's not only a good thing to do. It's necessary, because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't get any care when you're a caregiver, or even when you're a wife or a mother, or or a husband, and you get no care, then a lot of resentment builds up, and you can be in a negative state, or you can get sick from giving
Mm-hmm.
and giving, and never opening up to receive.
Mm.
So true.
Wonderful. Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much. That was very, very good.
Right.
Anyone
And
else?
and and Queen Queen Doris. What is Queen Doris saying over there?
Queen Doris says, the only job I got now is caregiving in a dorm, caregiving in Georgia. I thought I couldn't, but I'm living it as I'm helping others. May God strengthen us.
Mm.
That's very, very that's excellent, Queen Doris.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Giving of herself. When you serve, serve, deserve comes from service, or service comes from deserve. When you serve greatly, you deserve greatly. Hats off to you, Queen Doris, as you serve
Mm-hmm.
in Georgia in the care in the Acdom Care Home. Hats off to
Wonderful.
you.
And to all our caregivers on this caregiving appreciation day.
Yes.
Right.
Because
Okay.
they said the evening and the morning is the first day. So Tuesday
Right.
is already here. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right. It is a caregiving day already. All right. And we do thank you for serving, because it is an area of serving when you are a caregiver, right? Whether you do it helping your family member or friend, or you're doing it as a job. From once you're giving care to someone, and you know, we do appreciate you as a person who give care to someone. We thank you
We thank you. We appreciate you for all you do. Why? Because we care for
for
you
you.
too. And that's why we are so passionate.
Mm,
Because when we give in that full sense, as Dr. Karen talks about, and setting boundaries, we are able to show up
Mm.
and be so in our all, you know, I get so excited about showing up. It's like you're so happy to see the person you're looking after. You're so happy to go the extra mile
Mhm.
because you are full. It's like being very hungry and someone wants you to lift something heavy. You don't have the strength. So replenishment and
Mhm.
then giving, it feels so much better.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So we love on you. We appreciate all of you caregivers for being who you are and for always showing up, even when the strain and the
Mhm.
stresses comes along with it.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
wonderful.
want to say one more thing. And I don't know the people that are on here how well you know Miriam, and I don't know her as well as some people do, but I will tell you, she, from what I know of her and being around her in I was going to say sensitive situations, in spiritual situations, in emotional situations, she is a person who is I would call her an authority on caregiving, because I know in her history that she's cared for many people close to her. And I'm sure that in her experience, she has felt burdened with it. And she's found her way through all of that. And I'm sure that the tips, the stories, and the information in her book is going to really be pertinent to all caregivers, because she's had so much experience and had to how to find her way through without a lot of guidance, and having this book as a guidance for caregivers is really a blessing. So I thank you for that, Miriam.
I
Mm.
appreciate I really appreciate that, Dr. Karen. And you're speaking from the heart, and I thank you. Sometimes when you share or when you do things, you don't know who is watching. And you're not doing it for a show, but just being out there, someone sees and know and understand. And that's how we can help others. That's why going back to what the Lord designed us to be good steward of our time, our talent, and our
Mm.
resources. And when we show up, we're able to do that. And at the end, we will hear our Savior, our Creator say,
Well
well
done.
done.
Mm.
Thank you, Dr. Karen.
All right. So
Blessings.
as we, mhm, thank you very much. So as we wind the clock down, any closing thoughts?
I always close with our quote for the week, and it is flow with gratitude and abundance will find you.
Mm-mm.
And as Dr. Karen actually sums it up with what she says.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because though you're doing and you're in the trenches, yet you're being grateful because we get to serve, we get to take
Mm-hmm.
care of. Though sometimes it's, you're off balance sometimes, but we
Mm-hmm.
get to. So flow with gratitude
Mm-hmm.
and abundance will find you.
Mm. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
So for the rest of the week, be on the trail because it's Caregivers Week, and tomorrow we'll share much more as we spread, as we expand, as we speak out loud about you lovely caregivers out there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Miriam Edwards. Thank you all for watching, and for those who will be viewing the replay, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So see you tomorrow for next week for another episode of Mindset Monday. But see you tomorrow on the journey of Caregivers Appreciation Day. And we're stretching it throughout the week because we love on our caregivers.
Mm.
Thank you.